so many things to do. Should I go to church? Should I not go to church? Oh, I forgot I'm a preacher. I guess I should go to church. I turn on the radio because I love to listen to the radio and to listen to music because it really gets me going.
Morning, First Christian. Hey, you're dialed into the #1 radio station, WIIFM. What's the IIFM stand for? What's in it for me? WIIFM. Hey, don't worry, everywhere you go, everywhere you turn, just think about self. Selfishness, hey, it's in. Service, it's out. Don't worry about what others think. Get what you want. Remember, it's all about me. And if it's free, it's for me. And I'll take 3. Why? Because I'm numero uno. I rule. I am God. Right here, right now. You're on the right station. The #1 spot on the dial, WIIFM. What's in it for me?
Okay. I'm ready to start my day. I never saw a mirror I didn't like. How many of us have that temptation? Every day, when you wake up, the first thing you think about is yourself. I want you to think about this theme today, and I want you to parlay it against the text that Margaret Womble, dressed in purple, read for us, that speak of some different way of living. And then I want us to think about, where are we in this pendulum of life? You remember the movie Field of Dreams? You remember the whispers that came? They started out coming through the cornfield. If you build it, they will come. And Kevin Costner, played a character named Ray, tried to figure out what that was all about, and he went through this long journey of listening to the whisper, and it came to the end of the movie, and there was another whisper that came his way, and it was, "Ease his pain." And he discovered that it was the adventure was unfolding, but he really did discover that maybe this unfolding wasn't about him. And so finally the main character, Sheila's Joe Jackson, says, "Ray, it's not about you." And Ray says, "Yes, what's in it for me?" And then, as you know, at the end of the story, he receives a glimpse of his father, and he gets to play baseball, throw catch with his father to ease his own pain. Every one of us has pain. And we listen to that whisper and hope that maybe today is the day where we will be set free, where this will be a new day, a new chance for us to be different than we were, to maybe no longer look in the mirror, and maybe to think beyond ourselves. Today, Paige was coming into Sunday school, and she found a dollar bill on the pavement. And I said, "Well, that's interesting, because one of my sermon illustrations is about $1. That's a sign from God." If you look at the back of a dollar, everybody knows there are a lot of different symbols on it, but that one symbol that always comes to me is the eye, or what some say Illuminati. And it's this eye on top of the pyramid. The eye is at the top, right? And that's #1 of a #1 piece of paper in green, the #1 dollar bill. When it comes to how we spend our money, it really is what's in it for me. All of you who are in business know that WIIFM is not just a nice little radio station that we all listen to. It is the mantra for marketing. When you go in and try to sell your product, you know that your audience is asking that question. What is in it for me? It is more than an anachronism. It is a way of life. When you came into church today, you might have been saying the same thing. What's in it for me? The word sin is 3 letters. The middle letter is I. South and north. What's in the middle? I. The most popular word in the English language is I. If you've been watching conversations this past week, you might have noticed that a lot of us have trouble listening. Because while we're listening, we are doing one of two things. We are either hearing a word and we will bounce off of that word to continue the conversation, which might have nothing to do with the conversation at hand. Or we might be thinking of how we can one-up that person. Well, you think that's good. Well, listen to this. And we begin to realize at the end of the day that maybe we are in a pattern of what's in it for me. Proverbs 31 shows us the difference between ambition and selfish ambition. And Margaret, I thank you for your comments about that. Because she really did work hard, but it was a home atmosphere that she created. Her focus was not on herself. A Proverbs 31 godly person focuses not on what's in it for me, but what's in it for thee. And that's a different way of life. The disciples were walking down the street with Jesus. And they were probably behind Jesus. I doubt they were in front of Jesus. I think they let Jesus lead, but while he was leading, they're back there doing this number. Because it's been a while since they've been with Jesus, and they're close to God, and others aren't. And they get to go sit at the table every night with God Almighty. Don't you know they were strutting their stuff? And they were whispering to each other. Jimmy and Johnny and Petey and Maddie, all those disciples were saying, I'm better than you. I'm better than you. I'm the greatest. No, I'm the greatest. Jesus said, what were you arguing about? I love that scripture. It says, and they were silent. Like God didn't know. And he says, I know what you were talking about. What's in it for me? And so I like the scripture, just like last Sunday where Jesus sat down in the boat and talked. It says he sat down. For you who are teachers, and you who are doing business, when you have your posture, when you're dealing with people, are you like up here and they're down here? Teachers, are you looking down on your students when they're in desks? You see, Jesus had the potential and the honor. He could have looked down on the students, these 12 pupils, these disciples, and looked down on them. But he didn't do that, did he? He came down to their level. He sat down and he began to teach them. And not only did he teach them at their level, he then went a level below them and he grabbed a 10-year-old child who had a cold, who was home that day from school, and placed that child in their presence, and he said, whoever wants to be greatest must be the least of these. If you want to be tall in the kingdom of God, you must be small. It's not what's in it for me, it's what's in it for thee. You must be a servant of all. This past weekend, we drained the Bounds Pond. This pond has not been drained in 40-plus years. I called up Gerald Polk. I said, Gerald, come on. We're going to go drain this pond together. And he says, I'm ready. Let's go. So I said, meet it Friday at 1:30, and we're going to go be part of this mystery. We don't know what's under this water. It's exciting. It's better than Easter egg hunt. So we get all excited, and all the Bounds family and friends are all there. We're in our canoes, and it is muddy. Now, I've never been in this much mud. There's a mud, and then there's lake mud. And we get in there, and it gets so down in it that all of a sudden we start out looking good, and before we know it, we are not looking